is entitled Let the Sun Shine In. Now, if I were more technologically minded, I'd have staged this better. But I'm going to try and play you a song, and hopefully you can hear enough of it. We can still move. Bring me sunshine. Do you know, I think that 2020 has been the year of all years to challenge even the brightest and sunniest of optimists. And you know, it occurred to me, some of us stayed up on New Year's Eve 2019 to welcome this. I remember way back late December, early January, hearing something on the news. I heard the words virus, China, bats, and that was about it. And I thought, well, that'll never get here. It'll never make its way from, I wonder where Wuhan is, to Northern Ireland. It'll never affect me, and I ignored it. And I don't think I was alone. And as it rapidly spread across the globe at an alarming rate, it very quickly brought this dark, sinister, ugly, foreboding cloud with it. Everything that had become commonplace was overshadowed, because it all was so unfamiliar to us. Our baseline is not to be socially isolated animals. And so today I'd like to acknowledge some of the things that I've missed. I hope I'm not alone. I miss hugs. I miss kisses. I saw a few familiar faces this morning that I haven't seen for a long time, and that would have been the custom. And we can't. And can I just say, I think I will set up a support group for huggers when this is over. We're not okay. We're not coping. I miss simply being able to nip into the shop. It used to be that my biggest worry going to the shop was whether or not I'd remember the bag. But now it's masks, hand sanitizer. I probably should wash my hands before I go. If I brush up against something with this coat, I'll probably have to hang it up somewhere for a while or wash it. It's exhausting. I miss just being able to nip into the shop. And also not having to think, well, what else could I get while I'm here? What do I like for toilet roll? Honey, have you checked the toilet roll lately? What do I like for rice? Instead of just nipping into the shop. And that other thing where you take a look into the shop and you think, no, too many. And I've seen 3 people not wearing a mask. I miss eating out. Haven't done it much. I miss taking my girls, my husband and I, to their favourite restaurants. I miss visiting family. I miss day trips on a whim just because we can. COVID-19 has become become that emotional leech that has sucked the very life force, not just out of a room, but out of society. We're tired. We're absolutely fed up. And yet there's a vaccine on the horizon. It's being rolled out. But the end still seems a little while off. So when I saw a Facebook post which reflected how Christmas 2020 feels like it's missing the J from joy, I couldn't have agreed more. And of course this Advent Sunday theme is joy. How ironic. To me, Christmas should be fun, magical. It should be a time of pending excitement and anticipation. It's a time when we can set things aside and not stress, and maybe even enjoy a little of the stresses. The last minute preparations, the last minute shopping, the beating our way through the crowds to grab the last smelly set off the shelf and boots for our mother-in-law. It's stressful, but we kind of miss it. Or at least I do. My favourite one, my favourite stress that I'm missing, are those really inconsiderate people who unexpectedly buy you a gift and you're put on the spot and you go, oh for goodness, I've left yours in the front hall again. I must remember to lift that the next time. Oh, you shouldn't have. Stressful, but we miss it. And we run out to grab a candle or a set of picture frames or something in return. But you know, I think we can start to reframe how we think. We can change the attitude a little bit. 13th century Persian poet Rumi said, "Sorrow prepares you for joy. It violently sweeps everything out of your house so that new joy can find space to enter. It shakes the yellow leaves from the bough of your heart so that fresh green leaves can grow in their place. It pulls up the rotten roots so that new roots hidden beneath have room to grow. Whatever sorrow shakes from your heart, far better things will take their place." Joe Biden, Boris Johnson, Chris Hudson, because they're all synonymous, are already talking of a bigger, better, brighter 2021. And I'm quite certain we'll hear many such slogans in the coming weeks. But I do think there's something catching about it. And it's not just because of the great alliteration. You see, I think that quite honestly, sometimes the heaviest burden that we can carry is our own self-imposed negativity. It's so easy to get dragged into a perpetual cycle of negative thought. Negativity breeds negativity. I'm not talking here about those unfortunate souls who find themselves living with debilitating depression or mental illness. I am referring, however, to the notion that how we approach matters, how we see them, how we understand them can be a choice, a conscious choice, and that conscious choice can affect our mood. If we choose to believe that COVID is going to ruin Christmas, then that's most likely what will transpire. So today, folks, I'd like to try and put the joy back into Christmas and the J back into joy with some little helpful tips. So firstly, and we're doing this in threes because we're essentially Presbyterians. Firstly, just do it. Nike coined it first, but I'm stealing it. Just do it. Have you ever tried an online meeting or an online worship service or an online Zoom social event? Just try it. You might be surprised how much you get from it. Are you not one for picking up the phone to family and friends with a call or a text? Just do it. Isn't it lovely when we receive a little welcome or hello or something from someone unexpected? Well, be that person. Just pick up the phone. Have you ever spoken to your neighbour? Is it all a bit stiff and boring? Break the ice. We're Irish, Northern Irish. We're good at chit-chat, especially the weather. The weather is a good starting point for a neighbourly chat. How are you today? Just do it. Be that person. Secondly, justify your positives. Do not forget how utterly blessed and privileged this life can be. Having our movement restricted or our access to public amenities restricted, if that's all that brings us joy, I think we need to have a look. Justify the positives. We still have our civil and religious liberties, hence we're all sitting here. Family and friends, tick. Spiritual family, tick. Basic needs met, tick. Community support groups to help us through this, tick. Justify the positives. And lastly, and quite simply, be jolly. Smile. As my mum would say, give your face a holiday. Laugh. It's contagious. I dare you to watch a stupid film. You'd be surprised how much you laugh. Focus on those things that bring us pleasure and happiness. When I'm feeling down in the dumps, I stick on Billy Connolly, and within seconds I am crying with laughter. Watch your favourite comedian, read a stupid joke book. Or again, in good cultural style, have a bit of crack with someone. Just laugh, just smile, be jolly. And for a real jolly read, anybody that reads the Ulster Fry on Facebook, priceless. So just be jolly. You see, whether you view Christmas as the actual time when Christ was born, or whether it symbolises simply a story that's inherent to your system of belief, there is so much joy to be found and to cling to and to never let go of. This story continues to be told, theology aside. Creeds or religious intolerance hasn't changed it. It's survived through world wars. It will survive through a pandemic. This story is magical. The story of the Bethlehem babe, the birth of the Prince of Peace. It's no different this year to any year previously. It simply is just magical. And I pray that this story brings each of you all the joy that you desire and deserve.